I'm going to take you on a tour of my hometown, all whilst answering the question, how far can I walk in one day? And if you want to see how I got here, what my town looks like, and if you want to find out how far I walked, then join me on our adventure to Hastings. Let's rewind to the start of the day. So it's coming up to 8:30. I'm here with Kyle and Whisper. They're joining me for the walk through the park, and we've just come up to the park. This is called Old Roar Gill. There's technically the start of Alexandra Park here. So let's go in. We used to call this the brain scanner. Yeah, it's nice here, nice and quiet once you get away from the road. And so far we've walked 1.7 kilometres. It's taken about almost half an hour. And the journey's only just starting. But this area is really nice. Hastings is filled with little areas like this, and the town itself, it's not that big, but I think that's the case for most towns. They're not usually that big once you walk through them. But here we are. I recently was shocked to find out that there is another Alexandra Park. We was in Bath and I went for a walk and came across, like I said, another Alexandra Park, which makes you think, how many Alexandra Parks are there in the UK and why do we reuse the names? It's confusing. If I was to do everything I wanted to do today, do you think it'd be more than 20,000 footsteps?
Yes.
Well, I don't know, I just estimated about 20k footsteps to see everything. Maybe it'd be more like 30.
Yeah, I'm on 3,600 already.
3,000 steps, but have you been walking around in the house this morning?
No, I woke up when you texted me.
Well, I don't know. This is the main bulk of the journey, going through the park to the town.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
I see. Yeah.
That's the mystery of the video. How many footsteps will we do? Just past this bush is one of the first reservoirs of the park. I'm not going to say in the history of the park because I don't really know. But here we go. There's a reservoir just here. The people like to fish here. There's a tent just down there. It looks nice at this time of the morning. I think we've just kind of missed golden hour. I don't know, would you say this is golden hour? Yeah, it's a bit late for golden hour now. But it's still pretty golden out here.
We're supposed to go around.
We'll go down, but let's get a quick overview
of
this place.
Yeah.
So this is Hastings and Bexhill District Freshwater Angling Association. Stone racing by Car Crazy. Do they even exist anymore?
I have no idea.
That was a shop my dad used to go to, and I don't think it even is around. But this is the fishing lake. Lake? Reservoir. It's not really a lake. Oh, there's some stairs down here we can go. We've just discovered a very strange tree here with loads of feathers in it. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I've never seen that before. Why would they put loads of feathers in the tree?
Sure, I don't know. Warn off the other birds, I think.
I would go down here. Maybe it's either some sort of monument to like someone who died, or people were just messing with us. So we've just come up on the iron water. This water is drinkable. Do you say potable? Is that the word for drinkable water?
I do not know.
I have drunk it in the past, but for some reason as I got older I've decided that I don't want to drink this sort of thing. But it says here, the underground spring supplies a steady flow of foul-tasting water. It's iron-rich water, and it was once drunk for its alleged health-giving properties. And it's called the Chally Beat Spring. So there you go. Famous water in Alexandra Park. So this is the miniature railway, and there's a mini golf section here. This miniature railway has been here for as long as I can remember, but in recent years it's been completely renovated and it looks quite nice now. And this stream that comes from the fishing lake, when I was about 15, me and my friends went through that stream, the whole stream, this runs through the whole park, on our skateboards. Completely ruined our shoes, our skateboards, and I'll be honest, I can't tell you why we did that. So here is a cafe called the Pump House. This was in recent years put in place. For a long time it was just a derelict building, but I think it's a sort of symbol of the people who come here from London and, what do you call it, renovate the area and then charge. I mean, it's nice and all that, but it's, at the end of the day, it's a bit overpriced. Carl's saying it's just renovation, he's criticising me. What I meant, it's like people come down and raise the prices for everyone. There's a word for it.
There is, I can't remember the word.
Yeah, there's another area of the town where it's seen a lot of that, in Warrior Square.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Warrior Square used to be a very dodgy place.
It used to be horrible.
So, I mean, it's made it a safer place. And then, I don't know, the identity of this town was always like, it's one of the poorest towns in the UK. I guess there's a lot of crime. I don't see a lot of crime, but there is crime. I mean, I have seen some crime and been victim to some crime in this town, but nothing terrible. But yeah, these sort of things, they make it a safer place. I mean, that was a derelict place. I just get a bit annoyed when things are expensive, and it's like, it's just so much cheaper to buy the things yourself and make them at home, or just go down the road to the cafe that's been there for a bit longer and the prices are immediately cheaper. Yeah, there's loads going on in this park. Over here, this is what they call the Peace Garden.
Yeah.
It's been there for a long time at this point. I've even filmed videos in there. So there's so much. I mean, further down there's tennis courts, and then keep going, there's a big play park. This park is pretty good, actually.
It is good, yeah.
And it's a decent walk as well.
Yeah.
So what are you going to point out?
Just like the Peace Park is actually, you know, a nice place to sit.
It is a nice place.
Just relax.
I guess we're a bit, not worn down, but we live here, so it's not that special. But if you were travelling down, you'd probably think, oh wow, this is nice. And then look, right here, flowers. Here's the tennis courts. And then just over here is a bunch of like football and more tennis courts areas. But yeah, I've walked through here hundreds of times, run through here as well. You kind of get blind to things that you see every day. But if I was on holiday and I came down here, I'd probably be like, this is a nice park. You go, more tennis courts, only a few steps away, and then over there is the little football cage. And I do often see that very full. I mean, it's early in the morning, so no one's there, but usually it's full of kids and they are playing football, so it does get used. And here there is a giant field. Would you say this is giant?
Large size, yeah. I don't know about giant, but it's a large size. It's got everything you need, I think.
Everything you need in a field. What, grass?
Yeah, for grass. Yeah, I mean, for like everything, for size-wise, for this town, it's big enough. Yeah, if it was a city, yeah, absolutely need a bit bigger.
But recently we learnt that a city in the UK is usually the Queen or the King has said that there can be a cathedral, or you know, there was a cathedral there, and in medieval times that meant you're now a city. So I think some of the cities aren't even that big, really. Like if you're talking about Bath, where we went to Bath recently, Bath isn't very big, is it?
No, not huge. You can walk around it quite easily.
Yeah, and I'd say it's a bit bigger than Hastings, but
yeah.
I mean, walkability-wise, it doesn't take you that long to walk across Bath. But I mean, it's the same when I was in Amsterdam. It doesn't take that long to walk across Amsterdam either. But they have different reasons for cities existing. Here,
universities now, isn't it?
It's universities, is it?
Yeah, universities is where it becomes cities.
But that's not here, because we used to have a university, and that's gone.
Oh, is it college, was it?
It was the University of Brighton was here.
But that was an extension of what
Well, so
Brighton.
it would have to be University of Hastings, and then what? We'd be a city.
No, it's yeah. Because that was an extension of Brighton's college, that's university. So but it was only a college.
I see. Oh, well, barring that, we need a cathedral.
Yes.
So this is the old bowling green. I used to live just over there, and I'd wake up and see old people playing bowls here. But now it's some sort of art facility. I don't really know what goes on here, but I've seen some sort of community events going on. There's this mural. Is it in my... Ooh, it's actually tiles, it's not painted on. Interesting. And yeah, they do community events here. They do. And some sort of art stuff, but yeah, I don't know why. I never cared about bowls, but part of me inside's a bit sad to see that I don't see the old people playing bowls here anymore. I think that's just nostalgia, and I don't like change, so that's why I'm sad about that.
They've moved, haven't they? They've gone to a different location, but they're still around. But
Oh yeah, I think they're up by the skate park now. But yeah, it was nice waking up just over there, seeing them playing bowls. I don't know why, I just don't like change. So here's the play park. It's a pretty big play park here. And just over here there's another body of water. It's a weird way of saying it. But sometimes in the winter it completely freezes over, and there's a statue made of naked women over there, and it's frozen over. And I've gone over there and squeezed one of their tits. But they're made of metal, so they're not squishy. That statue wasn't always there. It still feels new to me, but it's probably been there like 15 years now. But yeah, we're almost at the end of the park. There's a ring just over here, and there's actually a house. I think people live there. And can you imagine living in the park? You are technically right next to a main road, so it's not as quiet as you might imagine. There's a main road that runs behind that house over there. So it's probably quite noisy. There'll be cars going up and down that all the time. Right, so this is where Carl's going to leave us and Whisper's going to be going.
Yeah.
Wonder how he's found this walk so far. You said his longest walk was 5k?
5k, it's 5.6 or roughly like that.
Well, so it'd be his longest walk ever.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got to walk back now.
Well, have fun. Yeah. Thanks for joining me in the start of this walk.
Yeah.
I guess I'll see you later.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Let us know how you got on.
Alright, see you later.
Bye.
So we're going to continue, and I'm going to take you guys to the West Hill first, which is one of the hills of Hastings. There's the West Hill and the East Hill. There is a lift, but I'm going to be taking some really nice stairs that I love walking up. A bit of a masochist, I love walking upstairs. So I'll see you guys when I get to those stairs. I forgot to give you guys an update on the footstep situation. So far I have walked 4.5 kilometres. I can't tell you the footsteps till I stop tracking on my watch. But that gives you an idea, noisy bikes. If you want to walk the whole entire of the park and back, it's about 8 kilometres of walking. So it's a decent walk, and it is a big park. It's really easy to not appreciate the things you have in your hometown, but seeing it through the lens of I'm here on holiday, it's actually a really nice park. A lot of stairs coming up. This is the first set of stairs. And it's called Noonan Stairs. First set of stairs done. So this is the real stairs. I kind of rushed up those. These are Whistler's Steps. We're going to walk up all of these. I have a habit of walking up 2 stairs at once, which is great for getting upstairs fast. It gets me really out of breath. What's my heart rate? 142. So I'm doing a little workout. God, it's getting me sweaty. Didn't want to get this sweaty early on, but if you come to Hastings and you want to come up some stairs, as I'm sure a lot of you do, then you got these Whistler's Steps. Gets you to the top of the West Hill. Now, views are limited here, but occasionally you can peek a view of Hastings between the trees. Not from here. We'll continue up and I'll show you the view. Also, I want to talk a little bit about, I just walked past a place called the Beacon, and the advertising for it is just a picture of some glasses, and it says the Beacon. And I thought, what is it? What does it do? Do they serve food? Is it an optician's? And it's just the fact the sign doesn't clearly say what it is. I find it really off-putting, like I don't want to go down there. And it's so out of the way. If I'm going to go down there, into this mysterious place, I want to know what it is. I did end up looking online. Oh, the view. I don't know if this camera will pick it up. You can see all the way over there, Bexhill. On a good day you can see Eastbourne. In fact, yeah, this camera definitely won't be able to see it, but anyway, if you're going to have a shop, clearly tell me what it is. The mystery of it does not make me want to go into the shop. But yeah, apparently they do serve food. Never heard anyone talk about it or go there, so you should probably advertise it a little bit better. In fact, look, there's a sign here, it says the Beacon. Let's read what it says on the sign. The Beacon Hastings. No vehicle thoroughfare, turning point only. So it's like, what is it? And there's a picture of a man riding a hare. So it doesn't explain anything to me. Why would I go there? The Beacon, if you're watching this, tell me what you do on the sign. Maybe even put a menu up if you're serving food. At least then I know what I'm walking into. Because as it stands, it's very off-putting. Anyway, we're on the top of the West Hill right now. The views are really nice. If you like the sea is everywhere. Almost looks like I'm on a giant ship. So we've made it to the top of the West Hill. Just over there, that rubble, is Hastings Castle. You've seen the castle now. The castle got bombed during World War II. So it's not much of a castle. This is the view from the top of the West Hill. Just over there, that's the East Hill. And down there, there's a little fun fair area. And the edge of Hastings over there, that's where we're going to go to next. So, update, we have walked for 1 hour, 9 minutes 42, and we have walked 5 kilometres and 400 metres. So, quite a decent walk there. Done that pretty quickly actually. But what we're going to do is continue on down there. There's a bunch of stairs. I'm going to take you into Hastings. So in those cliffs over there, there is the Smuggler's Adventure, which is kind of a touristy attraction. But really what it tells the story of is the smugglers that lived here and would smuggle in tobacco and tea into Hastings so they could make lots of money. And smuggling was one of the historic things about Hastings. Other than the Battle of 1066, which didn't actually happen here, it happened down the road in a place called Senlac, otherwise known as Battle. Smuggling is the other trade. So is it a surprise that crime is a big part of Hastings when it's kind of founded on crime? But as we descend the West Hill, we're going to be going into George Street, which is one of the most famous towns in Hastings. It's actually part of Hastings' Old Town. And I'm going to be taking you through a bit of there so you can see a bit of the flavour of the Old Town of Hastings. Look at this. Tight stairs. Let's go. Welcome to George Street. It's actually pretty empty right now, but usually it is filled with people, but it is only just gone 9 AM. And just here, that is the West Hill lift. That lift has been there, I think, for hundreds of years. It takes you up and down the lift. But we like to take the stairs here. So let's take a look around. Hastings is a seaside town, as obviously you've seen the sea, but one of the bigger trades around here is fishing, and there's lots of fish and chip shops, and I'm going to be taking you guys to the fishing huts, which are one of the most standout parts of the Hastings Old Town. Are these big black fishing huts. So we're going to be heading there now. So we're just entering the area where the fishing huts are. This is actually an art gallery, and I remember when this was due to be built, there was a lot of controversy around it. No one wanted this here. Ended up being here. Haven't heard much about it since, but there was a lot of petitions around here on these huts to say no to the Germans. That's what it was called at the time. Now it's called the Hastings Contemporary. But here you are, the fishing huts. Look at them. And just across the road from us is another one of the lifts that goes up to the East Hill. And again, that lift has been there for hundreds of years. I don't think I've ever taken the East Hill lift because I usually take the stairs, but I have taken the West Hill lift a few times. One question I have is, why are the fishermen huts even like this? Why are they so thin and tall? If you know, then drop a comment down below. Look at these cliff faces. There's loads of little nooks and crannies in there for hiding. And this place has been privy to erosion, especially along here. I'm going to be showing you that the cliffs are falling apart. That's just the natural way of a seaside town. We go right next to the sea. Lovely place. I tell you what, it's easy to forget how good the sea is when you live next to it. Everyone that comes down here is always like, isn't it so magical being by the sea? You kind of forget it when you're there every day. You forget to appreciate the things that are nearest to you until it's gone. That's always the way, but especially so with the sea. And it is nice. I've come down here on days where I feel lost or confused or sad, and you just walk down here. I like to do this walk that we've just done, bearing in mind this has been 6.6 kilometres, so an hour and 24 of walking so far. And it's a nice walk. If you're ever feeling lost, you don't know what you're doing with your life, come down and have a look at the sea. It seems to help. And the camera won't pick it up because this is a wide angle lens, but just over there I can actually see the outline of Dungeness, which is the nuclear power plant, which has been, well, it's in the process of being decommissioned, which is a shame. It was very cool. I went for a tour there. After the show Chernobyl came out, I was like, wow, I have got to go see our local nuclear reactor. And I got to have a tour around there, and it was just crazy walking, knowing that such immense power was there. Anyway, welcome to A Nore. See, there's a lot of rocks. It's all fallen down. I hope you can see the outline of the nuclear reactor over there. That's not going to be coming back online. And we're just at the edge of Hastings. We're going to continue our journey, and I want to take you guys up to the East Hill and towards the woods known as Fairlight. There's a whole forest there and it looks really nice. I'm quite glad to have gone through George Street this early in the morning because it really does get busy, and I must say I'm not the greatest fan of how busy it can get, so I always like to come out early in the morning, as early as I can really physically get out of bed and get going, because you get to come around the town while it's quiet, and I think that that's some of the best experiences in my experience anyway. East Hill next. As always, there's lots of stairs. This town's filled with stairs and hills. And today I thought I'd point out I'm walking in my Lono barefoot shoes. I'm not sponsored by them, but I am affiliated with them. So if you do want to get yourself a pair and help support me, you can click the link down below. Here we are, the stairs that lead up to the East Hill. Again, with the stairs. I mean, how else are you going to get up the hill? Let's go. While we're walking up these stairs, I'll just take a moment to talk about the shoes I'm wearing, because I love wearing barefoot shoes. And these shoes have become my favourite. I wear them all the time. I used to wear strictly Vivo barefoot shoes. Wore them for about 4 years before I got these. And since putting these on, they're pretty much all I wear now. I love them both. I love Vivo and these low nose. But these low nose have become my favourite because I got into running about a year ago. And these just feel so great for running in. And since then I just wear them for everything. But I do think all this walking I'm doing in barefoot shoes is really good for foot strength. And part of my mission on this earth, I guess, is to help you guys with your health. It's a priority of mine. And I think wearing barefoot shoes is one of the best things you can do for your foot health. Especially if you're young. There's no point not. So if you have been enjoying this content today, give it a like. And if you do want to get yourself some barefoot shoes with supporting me, then click that link down below. Check them out. Or if you want to get yourself some Vivos, I'm affiliated with them too. This video is not sponsored, but I do have a Patreon. I'm just going to plug everything right now. Thank you to all the Patreon members. And let's continue. We're almost at the top of the East Hill now. We have walked 7.31 kilometres. And it's about 9:30. In fact, let me tell you. No, it's 9:36. I was close. So here at the top of the East Hill, you can see pretty much all of Hastings. Well, the actual new town is behind the West Hill over there. But yeah, this is one of the best views in the town. I mean, the view from the West Hill was pretty good too, so it's hard to judge. We're so close to each other, why not experience both? But anyway, we're going to keep going a little bit because Hastings Country Park Nature Reserve. Over this way is Fairlight, and it's a really nice place. We're going to be walking over there and checking that out before we head back into town. I have some food I want to show you guys, one of my favourite food places, but don't open until 10:30. What I love about this place is how many quiet walks you can go on. It's not the town, it's not the shops, it's not the sea, although those are good things. It's the walks, it's the quiet areas, and how you can get some time to yourself. It's one of the things I appreciate the most in life, and I love the fact that I can walk out the door, go for a long walk, and just have loads of time to myself. It's one of my favourite pastimes. If I've had a busy week, today's a Sunday, and it gets to Sunday and I'm like, there's nothing going on, I don't have any responsibilities, then I think, let's go for a long bloody walk. And it's one of my favourite things because not only do you feel good once you've done it, you sit down, you start to really appreciate being back in your chair. I appreciate my video games, I've liked them again. Sometimes you get a bit sick of being at the computer. But then when I've been out for a really long walk, got myself really tired, I enjoy them so much more. And not just that, but I sleep so much better. So we're still on our way to the nature reserve, to Fairlight. And I'm actually going to have my first rest. We've been walking for 7.78 kilometres. We'll probably hit 8 by the time I get to the rest point. It's a bit more up, then it's a bit of down. So if you do want to come to Hastings, please do expect to walk up stairs, hills, and a little bit of flat ground. I mean, it's mostly flat if you hang around in the town. But if you want to see the actual area, the nice stuff around, so it isn't just the town, it isn't just the shops, then prepare for a bit of walking. It keeps you fit. Might have a break here just for a bit of water. This is one of my favourite spots as a teenager. We'd actually come up here, we'd walk to Fairlight many times. It's one of our favourite walks to do, and we'd come here with lots of snacks, and it was just a good day. And this is one of my favourite views of the town from here. Sometimes the grass has been cut and it's a nice spot to stop. It's actually flat right here. There's a little ledge of grass and you can see the whole of the town. So I'm actually going to stop and have a drink and then we'll continue. God, the marching up the hill has got me very sweaty. I do have a backup t-shirt. I do have an emergency banana. So we're not going to be running out of calories anytime soon, but I'm saving myself. It's only there in case of emergency. I'm saving myself for a shop in the town, one of my favourite food places. There's a couple, but I want to take you guys there with me so you can see what I'm going to eat today. Oh, one of my favourite things to do if I'm going anywhere is to get food. Sometimes it feels like, what's the point in doing anything if I'm not going to eat there? I can really be like that. If there's no food involved with going somewhere, then I think, is there any point in going out today? I just eat food at home. So I've always got to make food part of my journey. Anyway, I've had a 20-second rest and some water. Let's keep going. I don't think I can explain to you guys how wet my back is. It's so sweaty. It's where my backpack sits. It just causes so much heat. It's always been a problem for me. If I'm wearing a backpack, I'm going to get bloody sweaty. It's just a problem with being prepared. And I always find if I want to do one of these walks, you know, I wouldn't do it without my bag, without my water, without my emergency banana, and let alone my spare t-shirt, and I've got some spare underwear. Just in case, you know, you never know when you're going to need a pair of spare underwear. You don't want to be caught out. Ah! Oh, that's spiky. I've now been poisoned. I forgot. Just up here there's a area of grass, and for some reason there's a web. I'm just going to step through that web. This patch of grass up here, this area, always reminds me of World of Warcraft. It just feels like a starting area, like you run around killing boars, and I don't know why I think like that. I've just played too many video games, haven't I? But we'll be there in just a second. I've just got to walk up these makeshift stairs. Running theme of today is walking up, ascending. Ascending sounds a bit better, doesn't it? Wow, the light over here looks wicked. Oh, my watch just beeps. That's 8 kilometres. I just thought that looked really nice. So here is the area. It's just a patch of grass, but it looks like the plains. Like I'm going to come out here and get to level 10 on my journey to level 60. I wonder how many calories I'll burn today. If you guys have any estimates, put it down below and I'll let you know at the end. Walking burns less than you think though. I'm a pasty white boy, so I might need to re-top up my sun cream. I tell you what, if you like views of the sea, come up past the East Hill, the other side. Look at that. Those are some views of the sea. It does look awesome, I must say. It's a really nice day for it as well. So we're going to walk a little bit into the country reserve, Fairlight, because I don't want to go too far, because in half an hour, it's now 10 o'clock, I'm going to be able to go get my food. And we're going to venture to other parts of Hastings, although arguably not as nice and natural as this area. It's going to be busy, there's going to be cars, there's going to be people, but there's still things to look at, things to see. We've got the pier, we've got famous Bottle Alley, which has been kind of renovated in the same way the park, and I'll show you Warrior Square as well. Those areas have been renovated. Bottle Alley has as well, but those are all things to come. I'll show you all of my favourite bits first, and that is the the natural areas. I love this sort of thing. So there is a bit of everything for everyone around here. But it does require a little bit of walking. A lot of people would just drive up here, go for a half an hour stroll, then drive back. But we like to walk down here and expend our energy. Oh look, now we're seeing, I don't know if that really comes through yet on the camera, but it's looking pretty cool. There is actually a bench there just behind me, but I guess we'll pass up the chance to sit down. We're now 8.4 kilometres into our journey, 1 hour 51. It's lovely. There is actually a nudist beach down here. I think that doesn't really exist anymore due to the erosion. You used to be able to climb down there. Not that I was a nudist, but you kind of hear the tales of it and you want to go see it for yourself. But there used to be an area that you could climb down with a rope, and I think that that's all eroded away now. I can take you guys to the edge and show you. Hopefully it doesn't erode while I'm there. Just capture my last moments falling down to my doom. Make for good content, wouldn't it? But then you'd never see it because I wouldn't upload it, so it wouldn't be good content at all. Oh look, another bench. Should I sit down? Not yet. We'll wait till we decide it's time to go back, and then I'll have a little seat. I just want to share some of this walk with you guys. So let's walk and I will shut up. So this is the point where we can go towards the cliff edge. It's a little bit dodgy and overgrown at this point. Last time I was here there weren't all these plants. Do forgive me, I've got a cable coming out of the camera now because I ran out of battery. And you can't bring spare batteries for this camera, so you're going to see this white cable. But as I was saying, it's completely overgrown here now. Last time I was here there was no plant life. I'm going to take you guys to the edge right now. Be careful. I'm going to be overly cautious. Look at this erosion. Big rocks. And there's bird poo on it. Just in case you needed to know that. Someone had a barbecue over here. I think we'll jump. Ketchup all over it. They tried to put the fire out with ketchup. These cliffs do look dodgy. We're coming up to the edge. There's actually a rope here. There wasn't a rope here last time. Not that I'm going to be using that. It's the edge. I don't know if my memory's wrong, but I'm sure you used to be able to climb down here and get on the beach. Maybe it was further that way. Just big rocks down there. knows, in 10 years or so, you might not even be able to walk it. Oh, just put my foot deep in some clayey water. Yeah, this place might be totally gone within 10 years. Look at that. More stairs. You guys seeing the theme yet? The theme of today is elevation and ascension. We've got to make it sound cool. But we are 8.8 kilometres into our journey today. And just up here is going to be my break point. I'm going to sit down for 10 minutes, charge the camera, and hopefully it's going to be time to head over and get some lovely food. Oh, look how bright this is now. Oh, another view of the sea. Just greenery everywhere. It's fantastic. So this is my rest point. Don't know if you can see, but over there you can see the harbour arm, which is where we were earlier. A Nore, that area down there, that is where we were looking out over here. And now we're on the other side. You technically could keep walking up this way for miles. But we're going to be heading back into town to get some food. So I'm going to stop here, recharge. There's a bloody fly on me. And then we'll head over to get some food. I've just been marching. We're at 9.3 kilometres. I'm marching back. We've got 15 minutes until the food place opens. I'm a little bit out of breath. But we're good. We're good. It's just a lot of stairs. A lot of stairs, I just powered through them. Right, let's go. It's really getting hot. Not just because I've been marching, but the sun is blaring out now. I'm absolutely drenched. Feels nice. If you like having a really horrible wet back, then it feels nice. I for one don't. It feels disgusting. I don't know when I'm going to put my spare t-shirt on, because if I change it, I'll just wreck that one too. So really, is there any point? I don't think so. 500 metres, then we hit 10k. So as we walk back towards Hastings, I'm going to take you guys through the new town, because that is on the way to my food place. So we're going to see what's going on in town, see what kinds of people were there, see what kind of events are going on. And the main objective is to get food, but I'm going to take you guys around the town and show you guys what Hastings is like. So let's head towards the town. On our journey back towards the town, to the new town, I'm actually going to take a different route so you guys can see more of the old town and a church. So we're going to take a bit of a scenic route back to complete our journey through the old town. Oh, and we just hit 10k. What are the chances? I just hit record and we hit 10k. It's almost like I planned it. I wish that I had. So we've been walking for 2 hours 24 minutes. So it's quite a decent walk so far. 10 kilometres. Pretty happy with that. I wonder how many footsteps that is. My watch doesn't actually tell me while I'm tracking a walk, so I'll find that out when I get back. I'm not actually sure I've taken the usual route. I haven't been down this path. Usually there's stairs. I was expecting stairs. But this time we're on a slope. I'm pretty sure it goes the same way either way. Be a little bit of a mystery for myself. Just a little update. My right leg is actually starting to hurt. I hope that it goes away. But it is starting to hurt. And I've just wasted all my credit on my phone. So I can't phone anyone if I need a lift. So we will be walking back. Luckily we're going to stop to eat soon. So either way I'm going to get a bit of a rest. So that was our time in the countryside. Now we're back in the town. And just down here is the church. Illuminati. Homes for homes. That's quite catchy, isn't it? Look at that house. Although it's a bunch of flats, it looks like, but if it was one big house, that would be cool. Oh yeah, there's a big giant church back there. Kind of just walk past it. But we're going to be heading back to the old town in George Street to get to the new town. And there's a little kind of cool pathway just over here that I want to take you guys through. You can hear the seagulls. Yeah, this little pathway here. Look at the difference an hour makes. Suddenly it's full of people. What are the chances?
I saw Christine and Maisie.
Did you?
Do you want a quick drink?
No, I'm going to my food place.
Okay.
Heading into Newtown now, away from George Street. I think town's going to be pretty busy, especially because it's hot. So this is Hastings Newtown. We're almost at our food stop. Oh, it might not be open. It might not be open because it's Sunday. This is a tragedy. I can't believe this. We're going to have to look into this. I kind of forgot that shops shut on a Sunday. Oh no. Let's go down this dirty alleyway and see. Please. Oh no, it's locked. Well, it was some of the best Thai food you can get. There is a backup option, which we'll check out right now. So sad, the Thai place is literally in there. But it's bloody shut. Some of my favourite food in this place, and it's not here. Oh, I'm praying that the other place is open, but it's probably closed. No, this is dreadful. My backup option. $11. It opens in 10 minutes. Okay, we'll eat there. 10 minutes. I can show you Hastings Newtown in 10 minutes. This is Primary Meadow. Lots of shopping to be done in there. Just any old supermarket, not supermarket, you know what I mean, mall sort of situation. I mean, this is kind of town centre right here. See, there's not really much going on here. I mean, there's Primark, HMV. Not much of interest, I must say, if you don't like shopping. There's this guy, he's a cricketer. And his ball is up there on the wall. So I'm just going to walk around for 10 minutes until I can get myself some Thai food. That's why I exist, to eat meat and rice. That's all I want in this life. So the old Brighton University that I mentioned earlier was on this road, and I was a member, but it's since been sold off and Brighton University has jumped ship, and now it's just some hotel. And it's a mixture of kind of run down, and some places are quite nice around here. There's a building just up there that's been due to be demolished for a long time, but nothing's really happened. And other than that, this road is kind of just for taxis and getting places. "7 minutes until I can get my Thai food. I am bloody starving." Wait, did it say it opens at 11 or 12? Because it's 6 to 11. I hope it said it opens at 11. I can't remember now. We successfully did it. We've ordered Thai food. I'm so excited. It's actually, oh, it's 11 now. So I got in here a couple of minutes early. I saw 2 other people just storm in. I was like, well, I'm going in there. So, can't wait to eat. Oh, quick update on the walk. I should probably pause this. We have been going for 2 hours 59. We've done 12.5 kilometres. And I'll click resume later. I just saw how many footsteps I'm on. Can you guess? Think of a number. What do you think I'd do in 12 kilometres? 18,000 footsteps. See how many calories we've burnt so far. Ooh, no wonder I'm hungry. We're on 675 burnt calories so far. Wow. Crispy belly pork. And here, dumplings. Ooh, I'm excited. What's that first? Oh, a bit of soy sauce. I won't lie to you guys, since eating, the pace has slowed down. I've only just started walking, I feel proper drowsy, but it's good to eat some Thai food.
Okay, I need to let go now, babe.
Come on, girls.
So we're at 13.26 kilometres. We're going for 3 hours and 8 minutes. So we're starting our journey towards Warrior Square, and we're going to be going across the seafront. So you guys can see what the seafront is like. It's actually the route of the local park run, which is a weekly run every Saturday. People run 5k, and it's apparently one of the fastest park runs in the UK because it's just a straight line. Welcome to the seafront. We're actually outside the Source Park, which is one of the UK's biggest underground skate parks. There was quite a lot of money in this area for BMXing and skateboarding. There's a very nice concrete skate park as well. But yeah, we have this park, Source Park, completely underground. It's very cool. And just over there is the pier. The pier actually burnt down quite a few years ago and was rebuilt. And since then there's not really been much on there. And it's owned by a sheik who put golden lions on there. And it was quite off-putting. Since then, there's just random attractions on there. It's not the best. But yeah, it just happens to be Pride Day, apparently. The day that I decided to go for a long, nice, quiet walk. The town is heaving because it's Pride Day. I had no idea. And that's why it's so busy. Usually this area isn't as busy as this. It's actually one of my favourite areas to come and do skateboarding, just here. It's usually pretty empty, nice and flat, nice and smooth. But today, it's a site of pride. Let you guys soak in the atmosphere while I walk down the seafront. get past all that now about noise. There's some political stuff going on. I'll keep my head out of that sort of thing. And we're about to enter Bottle Alley. This is down here. You can actually go above it, which is nice and flat. And below is the Bottle Alley itself. It used to stink of piss. It's been renovated a little bit now. You can see the pier in the background now. And let's see if it does still smell like piss. I'll let you guys know as we descend into Bottle Alley. There are now some little eateries down here, which never was the case in the past. It's usually just a pissy alleyway. So far it smells like nothing. What about this spot here? This looks a bit pissy, doesn't it? No, can't smell anything. That's good. It doesn't smell like piss anymore. But look, the walls are lined with bottles. Lots of glass bottles all along here. And that's why it is called Bottle Alley. And this area used to be one of my favourite spots to skateboard as well. I was very proud to be able to jump onto there and then kickflip off. Can't do that sort of thing these days. Well, I probably could if I tried, but anyway, this video ain't about skateboarding. There's all these areas here. It can get very, very slippery down here because you're right next to the sea. So if you do like doing wheeled sports, skateboarding, rollerblading, whatever it is, it gets a bit slimy down here. But we are right next to the sea, so it's to be expected. But on a nice dry day like this, it's okay. These areas used to be devoid of people. Now there's people sitting down eating. When I used to spend a lot of my time down here skateboarding, there wasn't so much racket. As you might have guessed, I like it when it's quiet. That's why I went to the woods first. These lovely areas. Now we're in the noisy town. I don't spend so much time down here these days just because it's not my sort of place. But I want to show you guys around. And admittedly, it is a nice day, and I am enjoying myself. But yeah, it's funny how places just slowly change without you realising. Just having these few little eateries along here has completely changed the vibe. And now when I come down with my skateboard, I feel a bit weird because it makes so much noise. It kind of drives me away from this area. Not that I do much skateboarding anyway, but it doesn't feel as... Before it felt like a shithole, like no one cared what happened down here, it stunk of piss, I could skateboard, and no one would care because, you know, it's a pissy alleyway. But now it's a bit bougie, there's these little eateries, and I don't feel like I really belong in this alleyway. Here is the statue of Queen Victoria. I've seen her with a cone on her head quite a few times. See, it's a lot quieter down here. There's not so much going on. Just over here is Warrior Square. There is a great place there if you want a big fat burrito. Very good. One of my favourite burritos. We're going to be heading up there and showing you guys Warrior Square, which used to be a dodgy area. Not so dodgy anymore. So this is Warrior Square area. There is the street just up ahead which leads to the train station, but it's quite different from the vibes of the Hastings town centre. It's a lot less busy. I guess that's because everyone is in town today. And just up ahead is the food place. It's called Heist. It's a food market, and it's kind of hidden out the way. But apparently it used to be an old bank, so that's why they went for the name Heist. Quite a cool name, really, if you know that. But I had no idea it was a bank until someone told me. It was very colourful. Yeah, and just in there, some of my favourite burritos. So this is really the heart of Warrior Square, this road. Sometimes there's a market here, but today there is no market. But it's really seen a lot of renovation, this area. Like I said, it used to be a dodgy area. I used to feel a bit dodgy walking down this road. Now I'm walking down it with my 360 camera in hand. It's really seen a lot of, I don't know how else to call it, bougification. People from London coming down, opening businesses. local businesses that are doing all right. I mean, it's good for the tap, probably. I don't know economics, but it's probably good for the tap. So that's a whistle-stop tour of Warrior Square. The only thing left to do now is to march home and find out how far I walk in total. How many steps do I do? How many calories do I burn in total? How many kilometres did I go? You're going to have to stay tuned to find out. And I'm going to have to march. I know it's not quite the woods of Fairlight, but it's something nice about walking on a quiet street. There's no cars. It's very peaceful here. There has been an ulterior motive to this walk, and that is the fact that my friend challenged me to a step count challenge this month. And it's near the end of the month, and I was looking for an excuse to get as many footsteps in as possible and go for the longest walk I've ever been on. I've never walked this far, so it's a lifetime PB, in one go, and it's going to be a lot of steps to add to my count. Originally the challenge was 300,000 steps in 1 month, and we've got about 10 days to go in the month, and we've both already surpassed it, and it didn't really state about 300k steps of long. It became about who's done the most. And at first I was in the lead, then he overtook me by a lot, and I've been slowly catching up, and I'm hoping today maybe I can tie him, maybe even overtake. But the only problem is, will I be able to walk tomorrow? My feet are starting to die. Oh yeah, we're back in Alexandra Park, by the way, but a different bit with a different reservoir. Looks nice, doesn't it? My feet are really starting to hurt now, which makes sense because I don't think I've ever walked this far in one go in my life. So, like I said, it's PB territory, and my feet are really starting to give up. But if anything, I'm the most conditioned to do this than I've ever been, because we've just been away and I was hitting about 18,000 footsteps a day, which is a lot for me. You know, a lot of the time, if I didn't make myself go for a walk, I would have hit 4,000 steps before this month. This month, I've been doing as many footsteps as I can. And most of my exercise is usually just lifting weights or going for a 5k run. And a 5k run only equates to about 6,000 footsteps, unless my steps per minute drop. Sometimes I actually do less than 6k. So it's been interesting to make myself do all of this walking, and that was part of what today was. I just wanted to push myself. Yes, I had that ulterior motive. How many steps can I add to my count in total for this month? But really I wanted to challenge myself and see how far can I actually go. How far do I have to walk before my feet feel like pegs and like they're broken? And it's starting to go that way. And I've probably got, realistically, maybe about 6 kilometres, 5 kilometres maybe, left with the planned route that I've got to walk back. So maybe about an hour or so of walking, depending on how fast I can keep this up. My speed is beginning to drop because it's just hurting, but we'll see. So I've just realised the route that I'm walking does not go the route that I had in my head, so it's not going to be as far as I thought. I just stood still for a couple of minutes and it's actually made my feet stop hurting, so I'm back in march mode. Let's go. You know, I used to think that once you reach a certain level of fitness you just didn't sweat. Like, if you were really fit you wouldn't sweat with exercise, and that's why I always assumed I was very unfit, because it's always very sweaty. But after meeting people who are actually tremendously in shape, they still get really sweaty. So that was just a weird idea that I had when I was younger, that if you don't sweat then you're fit, because it would mean you'd be able to exercise hard and not get sweaty. Don't know why I thought that, but it always left this message in my mind that I'm really unfit, because I'm quite a big sweater when when I exercise. I'm really worn down now, completely out of water. I'd have to do a lot of training to be able to run a half marathon or a marathon. I'd have to train hard for that. I'm nowhere near that. I guess you want to be able to walk a marathon first. How long would that take? Like 9-10 hours? I'm guessing. Unless you really slow down, then maybe 12. Yeah, I wouldn't mind training to be able to do more long distance, but just more of a fast twitch, short distance kind of guy. I like lifting weights and running 5k. I don't mind this. This is just a fun challenge. Like, how far can you walk? But running it, not so keen on that. Although I am keen on the heart health gains. Think how strong and healthy your heart would be if you did this sort of thing. Low resting heart rate. My resting heart rate sits between, well, it's in the 50s. It's not usually in the low 50s, but it can. Depends how well I slept. It's usually about 56 and up, like 57, 58. Or if I'm particularly knackered, it'll go up to like 62. But yeah, the long-term health benefits of exercise on your heart, long-term health. I do think that maybe like long distance exercising, maybe it's better for longevity. Maybe I'm like burning the candle at both ends. Like being a fast twitch kind of guy, eating lots of food. But I'm relatively lean, so I'm not like overweight, but I think someone who does long distance stuff, maybe they'll live longer. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just a thought. Right, I'm back. Finished my walk. Got myself a hot drink and a snack. But what we really want to know is how far I walked, how many calories I burned, how many steps I did. So, I walked in total 20.76 kilometres. Let me film it on my phone. There you go, 20.76 kilometres. Okay, so footsteps. Let me capture this on my phone as well. Footsteps, I did 28,500 footsteps. I've never seen that number so high. Oh, my watch has turned off. Let's have a look at how many active calories I burnt. Let me just scroll down. Ooh, look at that. 1,085 calories active burnt. So I burnt a lot of calories today. I walked a lot of steps. That was 28,000 footsteps. That's crazy. And I walked just over 20 kilometres. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you liked the tour of Hastings. And click here for another one of my videos. Thanks for listening.